first brain. Clean and clear, the breath descends, pressurizes the genitals, the abdominal region, the frontal channel. But the Uddiyana, the rotation of the intestines, the abdominal muscles, works a deep place in us that has much locked up emotions, tension, and you might say the inner mystery of years and years of issues and problems and food consumption is down here in this visceral area. Until we give up eating and start seeing that this body is the temple of what? How do we respect it, and why do we trash it? Well, I've been looking at this for a long, long time, and it comes back to childhood. When we were crying, we were fed a bottle, maybe a tit went in our mouth, but mostly it was just stuffing ourselves with, bottles and candies and keep us from crying. We're all crying inside, constantly. When you give up eating, you find out that you're always crying inside. You're always emotional. And then the emotional attachment to food is so great that when we start giving it up, we see that we want more. Because we're not settled with self. We were never taught to accept, not suffering, but to accept this life, to accept this body, accept this emptiness, accept being already wise and filled. We weren't taught that we have this inner teacher that knows everything. So we're getting it from outside. We're getting it from outside sources, outside people, outside schools, parents, and food. When you give up control of having to listen to these people and knowing that the inner wisdom is inside, and we let it grow. And we can't grow unless we water ourselves. And the water, you think, is like the breath is like water. This air is like an ocean. It's an ocean. We have an ocean out here, but the ocean density of air is likened unto an ocean, and we're swimming in air. I mean, you can even see the breeze in my hair right now, because the quality of air is so vital for health. I mean, I could have air in the city, and it's not the same air as the breeze. So get out of the cities, because the gun or the knife is to our head all the time when we're in unhealthy situations or environments that we sacrifice just to, pay the rent or live around friends and people or family. Why are we attached to our homes? Why are we attached to the city where we grew up in or whatever? I find that not only do you need to change your environment, you need to change your name. I mean, just getting your own name, your own frequency and vibration. Who wants to be named a normal name like Mike or Steve or Barbara? I mean, even our name wasn't pronounced correctly. We don't even say our name properly. I mean, it was just given to us, and we just think, oh, Steve. What about, okay, let's look at the name Steve, and let's look at my spiritual name, which I have, which I don't tell you. My spiritual name is, and I was given this, and I was clear that this is spiritual name connection. It is faster, it is Shik-Fu. Faster and written down, it's Shik-Fu. Like Kung Fu, but Shik-Fu. Shik-Fu. So if somebody was in my tribe and called me, hey, Zen, no, it'd be, hey, hey, Shik-Fu, 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 Shik-Fu. So you can take a name, and I just showed you many different, perspectives of Shik-Fu. Shik-Fu. But Steve's just like Shik-Fu. It starts with an S, but we use the sounds differently in this environment of English language or other languages. The root languages like Sanskrit or the Hawaiian language, which is very similar to Sanskrit, happens to work on a vibrational level that is beautiful, that isn't squared off like the English language. And that's, again, when I speak the English language, it frustrates the intestines. It actually causes me, in terms of mental internal compaction. But Sanskrit, if you look at the words of Sanskrit, Om Bhurбhuva Svaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Demahi Deyo Yo Na Prachodayat. I mean, the words are like a song, the Gayatri Mantra. But if you were to say the same mantra with English words, it'd be like, O Lord God Divine, please help me and guide me to the promised land. I mean, that just doesn't sound as beautiful as root languages. So, root languages are key. The way we speak is key. And it's in cleansing the body that you can actually hit the right notes of intonation, and you can hit the ultimate sound, vibration, of frequency, which is Om in every sound. Every letter has the syllable Om to it. So, our language is very straight and to the edge. It has an edge. The real language is florally rounded and like a woman. So, this masculine-dominated society and the way we speak and the way we interact, it's not loving. And what does Christ talk about loving? What does he mean by love your neighbor as yourself? Well, if I'm loving to myself and I'm trying to love someone else, why does everyone push me away? Every single person, every time I try to be nice to somebody, they have stuff that comes up. Well, ultimately, I believe that Christ was talking about loving each other, but if you felt loving and kind, that you would actually be loving and kind to each other and perhaps touch each other somewhere, and maybe the genitals. Why do I say that? Because the genitals are another piece of skin that's what is wrong with this part of my skin, and what's wrong, why can't we share this part of our skin? This anatomy, it's all frustration, sexual frustration, tension, because we're not liberated. And I know that sexual liberation, sexual tantra, is what Christ was speaking about. Think about it. How are we loving to one another? How would Christ be loving? No, he wouldn't be sexual loving. He would be, well, what would he do? How would he be loving? I believe Christ had sexual intimacy with his disciples. How else would they know about a deeper way of waking up than just some word-fancy guru teacher teaching them the simplicity of life and the denial of the body, of the flesh, and coming to the cross and knowing the Lord our Father? No. Christ was human enough to want and have needs just like everybody else. And as a child, we're all children in the body. Can we also be playful with one another? And what is playful? Well, when you get older, you want to play, maybe not chess or soccer anymore, you want to play with genitals. Why would porno be 60% or more of all the views on the internet? So, I know that I'm not stupid, I know that I'm not crazy, and leave your comments about what I thought about my opinion today. I'm Gravity Master Yogi Tarzan out here in Hawaii, showing you the most, well, maybe the nicest view you've seen all day. So, again, pretty lonely out here, so to speak. Come out here and join me for some yoga intensives and stay a week, a month, or longer, and know that we are a tribe when we're together. So, birds of the feather flock together. Talk to you next time.